All right, in this video, we are going to go over how to automate a transaction or new customer inside of Stripe into Google Sheets. This has been a requested video on my channel, and so I'm just going to go ahead and create it here. And it's actually quite simple. I've already kind of done it just to save everyone's time here. We could probably keep this under 5 minutes, to be honest with you. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here's just a basic spreadsheet. And in here, I have name, email, phone number, amount, fee, and currency. Now, if you want some more things in here, such as like the transaction ID, subscription ID, whatever it might be, you can most likely put whatever columns you want in here and pull it from Stripe. It's going to be fairly straightforward as I show you here. So the first step is new payment in Stripe. Now, Stripe has a couple different things. They have like whether they're failed, new customers, new disputes, new payments, whatever it might be, right? So I think specifically we're going to go over new payments. And so when we get a new payment inside, we want to then map it inside of Google Sheets. So I've basically gone to Google Sheets and I've created this template here. And then I've selected this, right? And so what we can start doing is we can just start mapping specific fields. So what I've done is in the name field, which is right here, I've gone and added the name. So you can literally come in here and type name. And it says customer name, right? So keep in mind that my data right now may show differently than your data, only because the tests that I have don't have all the customer information. It's more API based, which is, it's not going to have the name in here. Email, obviously that shows up, and the billing detail phone. I don't grab phone, so it's not showing up, but that's what you would grab is you'd come in here and you type in phone and you charge billing details phone if you put that in there. And same with email, you come in here, type in email, and you can see charge email. So my email came under something different, but that's only because of the way that my charges come in here. So amount, you'd come in here and you type in amount. There it is, $97, not formatted. The fee, you'd want to grab a fee from here. You just type in fee, and then you could grab, charge transaction fee. And then currency, again, this is really simple. Currency, oops, goodness, I can't type. There we are. And currency would be in USD, right? So you just grab that currency right there, and you're good to go. And then you'd come through and you'd test this, and then when you come in here, it should show up. Boom, there we go. There we go. So that's how it would show up. So every time something came through, it would just keep showing up on the bottom row. Now, what I've added in here is a filter. So I want to make sure that the status of the charge is succeeded, because you don't want failed payments to come through, right? And just hypothetically speaking, if something happened and it came through, I just rather it not. So I always like to add filters in here. That way you're not paying for tasks and all that if you don't need to. So I said if the status contains succeeded and the charge transaction description contains business. So where this is really effective is if you want all payments to come in from your Stripe account into Google Sheets, then you would just basically only add in succeeded. Now, hypothetically speaking, you only want a specific invoice or invoice title to come through, right? And say your invoice title that you want to come through starts with business or contains business. Then you would just come in here and say, I only want the invoices or the description that says business to come through. Okay, this could be anything else. It could be like, you could say amount, right, is, maybe greater than, greater than $90, right? And then you hit continue, and let's just see, obviously it's going to come through, I think. Yeah, it comes through. So it met all, succeeded, business, and $97, right? So this all worked. So you could filter it however you want to. If you want to, don't have to. Now, once that's gone into your Google spreadsheet, and like, again, you can add in a myriad of like different things. Like come in here and take a look. You have all this information that you can come in and grab. So whatever you want, you'd be able to map it. Make sure you just add a column in here, column header in here, and then basically hit refresh fields and it would show up. So how that would work is I would come in here and say, this is new, right? And then I could come down in here and hit refresh fields, and then boom, there's the new column right there, if that makes sense. Now, after you're done all of that, right, and you've added this, if you wanted the filter, you could do it, and you've mapped whatever you needed to map inside a spreadsheet. I always consider naming them, right, just so you know exactly what it is. A month down the road, you want to go change something. Now, the next thing you can do on the end of this is you can actually add in a lot more tasks if you wish. So, for example, if we were going to get this minute with like the amount of what kind of charges are coming through, right? They have to be succeeded. They have to have business in there, and they have to be over $90. Maybe that's only like a small percentage of your transactions, hypothetically, right? Now I want to send like an onboarding email, or I want to send them a thank you, or I want to email myself or something like that, right? You could then add whatever tasks you want on the end of this, or you're sending a thank you for continuing to stay a member, or whatever kind of business you got on. There's a ton of different hypotheticals here that we could go through, but that is in a nutshell how you would go from Stripe to Google Sheets and then do some other stuff on the end of it if you wish. As always, if you have any more questions, just hit me up and I'd be glad to make a video or help you out. Cheers.